In 2017, the trial of the millennia took place, where King Henry VII, Lady Jane Grey, and Thomas Wolsey were detained as the primary suspects of the murder of the great King Henry VIII. They've all been accused, and there is heavy evidence against them. However, all of them have been fairly assigned an attorney to prove their innocence. Yet one person must be the killer. We start with King Henry VII.
My client, Henry VII, has no true motive behind the murder of Henry VIII. After all, he is his father.
I will never kill my own blood!
Where were you on the night of January 28th, the night King Henry VIII was murdered?
My client was...
No. I want to hear from Henry. So, Henry, where were you?
I was... sleeping in my palace in my personal quarters.
Interesting. So you weren't with Henry VIII at all?
No.
Very interesting indeed, since the servants found an enormous drumstick in your room last night. The same type of drumstick that was Henry VIII's last meal.
Alright, fine. My son and I did have dinner on the night of January 28th. We had an argument about his lavish spending, so I abruptly left before it escalated.
That's all for now. Prosecution calls Thomas Wolsey to the stand. Thomas, how are you affiliated with King Henry VIII?
I am the chief advisor to the king. I aided him with his affairs, and him and I were on great terms.
You mean you were on great terms? Had King Henry VIII not stripped you of your office and status?
So, I still kept my title of Archbishop of York.
Interesting. We'll come back to you.
Jane Grey is innocent. She was not even in the country during the time of the murder. She was only considered a suspect due to her arriving on the same time as the discovery of the body.
I was in France, enjoying my vacation.
However, we did find a copy of Cain and Abel in your room, which is interesting since that poem is about a relative killing another relative to take power. And aren't you and King Henry VIII relatives? And isn't your power been diminishing recently? So wouldn't you want to take power?
This is such a
over
loose
your
connection,
relative?
prosecutor. How about you actually call a witness to the stand?
Alright, fine. Prosecution calls a servant of King Henry VIII to the stand. I was there. I heard a strange noise in the dining hall. I didn't bother checking it since I didn't want to disturb the king. I assumed that's where the murder happened. The noise was hours before Lady Jane arrived and hours after King Henry VII went to sleep. I did notice a red cape in the halls, but didn't consider it a danger. It was Wolsey. He was the only possible one. That makes sense. He would have the motive to kill King Henry. Henry vehemently battled to get a divorce, something that's prohibited in Catholicism. And of course the Archbishop would hate that. In his room the day before, I saw a Bible open to Exodus 20. Doesn't that reference still adultery? I also found this. Wolsey, where's your second crucifix?
Here's one. Where's the other one?
Are you looking for this? Officer, arrest that man.
And I would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for your meddling prosecutors.
Keep walking. So there you have it. Wolsey dropped his second crucifix on the crime scene and was clearly the killer due to him being stripped of his status by King Henry and resenting Henry's anti-Catholic views. Henry VII could not be the killer because he left hours before the servant heard the noise and was already fast asleep. And even though Lady Jane Grey did have enough reason to kill King Henry VIII, she arrived much too late to be the killer. It's safe to say that Wolsey will be going away for a very long time.